Before I reach out and buy this ticket, I pause, I take a deep breath, and I remember this is not a plan, it is a chance. A spark of hope, not a path I depend on. I am not chasing escape, I am inviting possibility. But whether this ticket wins or not, I am already rich. Rich in potential, rich in dreams, rich in the choices I make every day. This ticket is not my salvation. I am my own solution. This is not my only chance. My effort, my ideas, my persistence, they are the real lottery I've been given. If I win, I will be grateful. If I lose, I will remain grounded. I will not build fantasies that cloud my reality. I will not depend on luck to bring me what discipline can. No, I remind myself that success is not a sudden windfall. It's small, consistent actions. It's learning, growing, falling, and getting back up. I will not trade my peace for desperation. I will not pin my future to a number. I will enjoy this moment as a gesture of belief, not desperation, not delusion. I am not powerless. I do not need magic. I have the power to shape my life with my own hands. This ticket may be a symbol of hope, but I am the source of that hope. So if I win, let it add to my life, not define it. And if I don't, let it be a quiet reminder that luck is a visitor, but discipline is family. And I will walk forward with or without it, strong, capable, and awake. Amen. Let it be. Now breathe and proceed. Before I buy this ticket, before I even reach for it, I pause. I breathe in silence, because silence is where clarity lives. In this brief moment, I remind myself that what I am doing is not a strategy. It is not a life plan. It is simply a moment of possibility, a gesture of hope, not a concrete step toward a guaranteed future. I say to myself clearly and without illusion, this ticket is not the way out. It is not a shortcut, and it is not the answer to all of my problems. It is just a chance, and chances are rare, unpredictable, and never promised. I remind myself that too many people have walked this road hoping for a miracle, pinning their dreams to a random outcome, and in the process they forgot the power they already held. I refuse to forget that. I know that while a lottery ticket might feel like an opportunity, it cannot replace discipline, patience, or persistence. I cannot trade the slow, steady building of my life for the fleeting excitement of a drawing. I tell myself that I already have something much more valuable than what this ticket might bring. I have my potential. I have my mind. I have the ability to choose, to act, to create, to improve. That's something no odds can measure. That's something no number on a piece of paper can ever truly give me. This moment is not about wishing to get lucky. It is about reminding myself not to forget what I am truly capable of with or without a win. And take this moment to be honest with myself. I know why I'm buying this ticket. I know the dream behind it. Maybe it's the dream of debt erased, a house paid off, a parent taken care of, a new life begun. These dreams are real and they matter, but they cannot be built on hope alone. They must be paired with effort, discipline, and truth. I don't need to shame myself for hoping. I just need to ground that hope in reality. And reality says that even if I don't win, my life still has purpose, value, and direction. So before I let hope take over, I remind myself of what I control. I control my choices. I control how I spend my time, how I handle adversity, how I respond to failure, and how I bounce back when life knocks me down. I don't control the lottery. I don't control the outcome. I control my mindset, and that's where real wealth begins. If I win, and that's a very big if, I will be grateful, humble, and wise with what I've been given. I will not let money change my values. I will not let comfort make me careless. I will not trade character for luxury. And if I don't win, I will not fall into despair. I will not tell myself that I missed my only chance. I will not believe that life is against me. I will stand up, take the lesson, and keep moving forward with the same fire in my spirit. I say to myself that this is not my salvation. It's just a symbol of belief. But even belief by itself isn't enough. Belief must be backed by action, by work, by commitment. Without that, belief becomes illusion. So I do not depend on this ticket to do what only I can do. It may be a boost. It may be nothing, but it will never replace my responsibility to myself. This moment is not about the ticket. It's about the person holding it. That person, me, is not desperate. I am not broken. I am not out of options. I am resourceful. I am creative. I am strong. I may not have everything I want yet, but I have more than I think. I have the ability to take small steps every single day towards something better. That power will always be worth more than a jackpot. I remind myself not to compare. Others may win, others may lose. Others may mock the hope I carry or the dreams I hold quietly inside. That's not my business. My business is to stay true to what I know, that my life will be shaped by what I do, not what I guess, by what I earn, not what I hope to stumble upon. And even if I'm holding this ticket in my hand, I do so with peace, not pressure. I tell myself that real success doesn't come overnight. It doesn't fall into your lap. It's built slowly, painfully, and consistently. The lottery might be fast, but life is long. And if I want something that lasts, I need to build it, not beg for it. So as I stand here, I hold both things in my heart, the dream and the discipline, the imagination and the responsibility. I do not deny the excitement, but I do not let it blind me. I welcome the hope, but I anchor it in truth. Win or lose, I am still me. And I am still moving. And that movement, not the result of this ticket, will define my future. This ticket is just paper. But I am potential. I am persistence. I am power. And with or without this win, I will keep going. Because I don't need luck to become who I'm meant to be. I just need to believe and to act. And that is the real jackpot. I remind myself in this quiet moment that I am already rich in ways the world cannot always see. Long before I hold this lottery ticket in my hand, I possess something far more valuable, potential, that quiet fire inside me, the ability to think, to grow, to choose, to change, is more powerful than any sudden windfall. I don't need to wait for a lucky number to start living a meaningful life. I already carry the seeds of success in my thoughts, habits, and decisions. This is not just a comforting idea, it's a truth I must keep close to my heart, especially when I'm tempted to believe that a ticket could change everything. This piece of paper, no matter how shiny, is only a symbol. It may hold a possibility, but it does not hold my value. My value comes from my resilience, my willpower, my creativity, and my courage to try again even after falling. A lottery ticket cannot teach me discipline. It cannot teach me character. It cannot replace the lessons that life delivers through hardship, effort, and perseverance. And so I do not let it define my worth or dictate the direction of my life. I already have within me what millions hope to buy with a single draw, potential that multiplies with use. I say to myself, this ticket might promise millions, but I already have something priceless. My mind. I can think. I can plan, I can learn new skills, I can adapt, I can wake up tomorrow with a better idea than I had yesterday. No dollar amount can match the compounding power of self-investment. If I spend the next year working on myself, the next decade could change forever. If I spend the next 5 minutes feeding a fantasy instead of growing my reality, I'm robbing my own future. I don't need to do that. I have better options, stronger options that start with self-belief. My dreams are valid. My desire for comfort, for abundance, for a better life is real and worth pursuing. But they don't require luck. They require action. I do not need a lottery to feel hope. I can feel hope every time I try, every time I learn, every time I move forward, no matter how slowly. I can make progress each day. That kind of progress builds confidence, and confidence is more dependable than a jackpot. It's easy to be seduced by the fantasy, the idea that one moment can change everything, that money can erase pain or fix problems. But I know better. I've seen people chase wealth and lose their center. I've heard stories of lottery winners who gain money and lose peace, who buy things but feel emptier than before. That's because money cannot replace identity. It cannot replace meaning. It cannot replace the pride we earn from building something with our own hands. I remind myself that I don't have to prove anything to anyone. If I don't win, I'm not a failure. If I don't get lucky, it doesn't mean I'm not blessed. I am blessed. I am capable. I am powerful. The wealth I build from within is mine to keep, and it cannot be taken by chance. I'm not here to wait for life to rescue me. I'm here to rise. Each day that I wake up and choose discipline, I invest in my future. Each hour I spend learning, creating, helping, or building, I increase my internal value. That's a kind of wealth that grows slowly, silently, and steadily. And unlike lottery winnings, it can never be lost overnight. No matter what happens, it stays with me. It grows with me. I tell myself again, this ticket is not a rescue plan. It's not a measure of my intelligence, my dreams, or my direction. I will not worship it. I will not fear it. I will not let it control how I see myself or how I see life. If I win, it will be a blessing. If I don't, I am still blessed, because I never depended on this moment to define me. I remember all the things that money cannot buy: integrity, wisdom, time, health, love, and peace. These are the true treasures of life. These are the things I must build with purpose and protect with gratitude. If I ever do receive wealth, I want to be the kind of person who knows what to do with it, who knows how to honor it and use it to create good. But I won't wait to become that person. I start becoming that person now, long before any prize arrives. I remind myself not to wait for wealth to be generous, not to wait for luck to be kind, not to wait for millions to feel successful. Success begins in the mind. It begins in the way I speak to myself, the way I treat others, and the way I handle what I already have. I refuse to delay my greatness until numbers align. I bring that greatness into every day by how I live. The most valuable asset I own is the belief that I can shape my future. That belief is stronger than any statistic. It is more empowering than any prize. And that belief, when combined with daily action, creates momentum. Nothing can stop. So as I stand in silence, holding this ticket, I don't feel desperate. I feel calm. I feel aware. I feel in control. This isn't about luck. This is about remembering my strength. And whether I win or lose, I've already claimed something far more important: the reminder that my true wealth lives within me. I remind myself that no matter what the outcome of this lottery ticket may be, I cannot and will not rely on luck to solve my life. Life in its truest form is not a game of chance. It is a journey of effort, of learning, of falling down and standing back up. Relying on luck might feel exciting, even magical, but it is fleeting and fragile. It comes and goes without warning, without logic, without mercy. I cannot place the weight of my future, my family, my dreams, and my purpose on something so uncertain. When I reach for a lottery ticket, I remind myself that it is a piece of paper, not a promise. It may hold the chance of a big reward, but it does not hold the roadmap to my destiny. That map already exists. It is carved in the things I do daily, the decisions I make when no one is watching, the goals I pursue even when no one believes in them but me. That is where my real power lives. Not in a ticket, not in luck, but in discipline. Discipline is my daily decision to show up for myself, to keep going when it's hard, to believe in effort over ease and progress over perfection. It is waking up and doing what needs to be done, even when I don't feel like it. Discipline doesn't give instant rewards like a lottery might, but it gives something far greater: control over my time, my growth, my habits, and ultimately my life. Discipline may not be glamorous, but it is honest. It delivers what it promises. Luck, on the other hand, is seductive. It whispers to me that maybe this time will be different, that maybe this small risk will finally pay off in a big way. It plays to my desire for something immediate, something effortless. But I've lived long enough to know that the things that matter most, peace, purpose, pride, don't come from shortcuts. They come from showing up for myself day after day, when it's boring, when it's quiet, when it's lonely, when no one is cheering. That is the true work. And that work pays in ways no jackpot ever could. I know people who have spent years hoping for a miracle instead of becoming one. They gave their power away to chance. They sat on their potential like it was a backup plan. But I will not be one of them. I know the truth. The longer I wait for luck to save me, the further I drift from the path of self-mastery. And I didn't come this far to leave my life in someone else's hands. It's not wrong to hope. Hope can be beautiful. It's not wrong to dream. Dreams are fuel. But hope without action is hollow, and dreams without direction become distractions. So I hold my dreams in one hand and my discipline in the other. I don't just wish, I work. I don't just imagine, I move. I don't just believe in better days, I build them. The people I admire most didn't wait for luck to find them. They put in hours, they made sacrifices, they stayed committed when no one was watching. They failed, they learned, and they tried again. That's how real success is born. Not from luck, but from persistence. I want to be one of those people. I want to look back on my life one day and know that I didn't wait for permission to rise. I made the climb myself. There's something sacred about the slow grind, about the quiet mornings and the late nights and the choices that no one else sees. That is where identity is forged. That is where confidence is born. It's not found in a number on a screen or a sudden stroke of fortune. It's found in doing the hard thing when the easy way is right there tempting you. It's found in saying no to comfort and yes to character. And that is worth more than any lottery. I don't control luck, and I never will. But I control my habits. I control how I react to failure. I control the books I read, the words I speak, the energy I give, and the people I surround myself with. Those are my tools. Those are my investments. And they always pay back, even if it takes time. I've seen people rise from nothing, not because they got lucky, but because they refused to quit. That is what I want for myself, not a win, but a way. I will not fear the fact that success takes time. I will not resent the struggle. I will not be discouraged by how far I have to go. Instead, I will be proud of every small step, because every step forward is proof that I'm not depending on luck. I'm depending on myself. And that's the strongest foundation anyone can build on. So I hold this ticket and I tell myself the truth. Whether I win or lose, it doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change what I'm capable of. It doesn't define me. What defines me is what I do next. What I do when no one's watching. What I do when no miracle comes. That is where greatness lives. And so I keep going with clarity, with conviction, and with the quiet strength of knowing that I don't need luck to create the life I deserve. I just need to keep showing up, and I will. If I win, I will be grateful. If I lose, I will remain grounded. I say these words in silence, not as a ritual, but as a reminder of who I am and what truly matters. This moment isn't about the outcome of a ticket. It's about how I choose to respond to whatever comes next. Winning may bring joy, excitement, and opportunity. Losing may bring disappointment, but not despair, because I do not let the result of this ticket define my worth, my purpose, or my potential. Gratitude is something I carry no matter what happens. If fortune smiles on me, I will not become arrogant. I will not let money change my values or my vision. I will remember where I came from, the lessons I've learned, and the people who stood by me long before any wealth appeared. If I win, I will be wise with what I receive. I will use it not just for comfort, but for contribution. I will not spend recklessly or lose myself in luxury. I will stay grounded, humble, and aware, because I know that what comes quickly can disappear just as fast, and I want to build something that lasts. But if I don't win, and I know the odds, I will not let disappointment cloud my spirit. I will not fall into hopelessness or frustration. I will not think of myself as unlucky or cursed. I will take a deep breath, thank the moment for reminding me of my dreams, and return to the path I'm already on, because that path is mine. It's built from hard work, from lessons learned the hard way, and from a vision that goes beyond numbers on a screen. I don't rely on a ticket to guide my future. I rely on resilience. It's easy to get swept up in the fantasy of instant wealth. The idea that one single moment could change everything is tempting, but it can also be dangerous if it blinds me to what I've already built. The truth is, no matter what happens, I still have the most important things: my mind, my character, my choices. These are not determined by a lottery draw. These are earned every day through effort, discipline, and awareness. If I win, I will celebrate, not because money makes me complete, but because it allows me to do more of what matters. I will invest in my growth. I will help others. I will stay connected to what truly fulfills me. I won't let wealth become a distraction. I'll treat it like a tool, not a trophy. I will not place my identity in a bank account. My identity is rooted in how I treat people, how I handle adversity, how I move through life with integrity. That won't change whether I'm rich or not. If I don't win, I'll keep building, I'll keep saving, I'll keep learning, I'll keep striving to create opportunities with my own two hands. Because I've learned that what you build, no one can take from you, and what you earn through effort stays with you far longer than anything you receive by chance. I will not waste energy resenting what I don't have. I will focus instead on appreciating what I do have: a heart full of dreams, a mind full of ideas, and the determination to keep going. Every step I take in the right direction brings me closer to the life I envision. A ticket may offer a shortcut, but shortcuts can't teach the lessons I need to sustain success. I want more than a moment of wealth. I want a life of meaning. Staying grounded doesn't mean I give up hope. It means I walk with balance. I keep my feet on the ground even as I look to the sky. I can dream and still be practical. I can hope without becoming desperate. I can believe in possibilities while still being responsible for my actions. That balance is what protects me from emotional highs and lows. That balance is what keeps me strong. So whether I win or not, I'm still moving forward. The ticket is not a test of my destiny. It's just a moment. What matters is how I carry myself beyond this moment with grace, with focus, with gratitude. If I win, I will not forget what it was like to need help. I will not forget the small victories, the early mornings, the quiet effort that no one saw but that shaped me. I will give generously, not to impress, but to uplift. I will stay disciplined, not because I have to anymore, but because it's who I am. And if I don't win, I will wake up tomorrow with the same fire. I will take care of what's already mine. I will put in the work. I will trust the process. I will remember that success earned slowly is sweeter than luck gained quickly. Because it's not just about having more, it's about becoming more. I will not let a ticket, win or lose, change my spirit. I am still me, still capable, still growing. I am not defined by outcomes. I am defined by who I become along the way. So in this moment of silence before I buy or check this ticket, I breathe deeply. I release attachment. I return to myself. Grateful if I win, grounded if I don't. Either way, I continue forward, steady, strong, and full of purpose. I remind myself in this quiet moment that this is just a ticket. It is a small piece of paper printed with numbers and promises, and while it may represent hope, it is not a solution. It is not my rescue, not my way out, not the answer to all the questions in my life. This ticket cannot love me, cannot teach me, cannot grow me. It is not the magic key to my future. It is only a symbol of belief, of desire, of possibility. But possibility without responsibility is fantasy. And I do not live in fantasy. I live in the real world, where choices shape outcomes and effort leads to transformation. This ticket might change my bank account, but it cannot change my mindset. It cannot replace the habits I need to succeed. It cannot give me discipline, passion, or vision. Only I can develop those. And those are the things that make life truly abundant. Not numbers or cash, but the character I build every day. I decide to keep going, even when it's hard, even when no one notices, even when it seems like nothing is happening. That daily decision, repeated over time, is far more powerful than a lucky draw. I know that the idea of a sudden change is tempting. The fantasy of a life instantly upgraded is attractive. The thought that I might wake up tomorrow and never have to worry again is soothing. But I've lived long enough to know that peace doesn't come from what I have. It comes from what I believe and how I live. I've met people with everything who were still empty, and I've met people with little who radiated joy. Why? Because they understood the truth. Fulfillment comes from purpose, not possessions. This ticket cannot give me purpose. It cannot give me direction. It cannot show me what matters in life. That wisdom comes from experience, from reflection, from choosing growth over comfort and meaning over materialism. I do not depend on this ticket to do what only I can do for myself, decide who I want to become, and then walk that path with courage and consistency. I also know that for many people, a ticket feels like hope, and hope matters. Hope is powerful. Hope can be the light in a dark time. I do not dismiss that. But hope becomes dangerous when it replaces action, when it becomes the only thing we cling to instead of the first step toward real change. I honor my hope, but I place it where it belongs, in my work, in my goals, in my choices. Not in a drawing, not in a machine. So I say to myself, if you win, let it add to your life, not define it. And if you don't win, let it remind you that you never needed it to begin with. The real wealth is already in you, the wealth of thought, resilience, skill, adaptability, and vision. Money can come and go, but these inner treasures cannot be taken from you unless you forget that they are there. Don't forget. This moment is not about money. It's about mindfulness. It's about remembering that what you're chasing can often be found in what you're ignoring. Peace is in discipline. Joy is in service. Growth is in effort. And confidence is in knowing that no matter the result of this ticket, you are still moving forward. I do not shame myself for wanting more. I do not criticize myself for dreaming. That would be unfair. Wanting more is natural. Dreaming is necessary. But I must pair my dreams with direction. I must ensure that my desire for more does not make me blind to what I already have. The power to choose, the power to act, the power to create change day by day. This ticket might make me feel a surge of excitement, and that's okay. I acknowledge that emotion without letting it rule me. I breathe through it. I come back to center, because emotions come and go, but my values remain. My mission remains. My life, with or without a win, is still full of potential waiting to be shaped by consistent, courageous action. I remind myself again, this is a symbol, not a solution. A symbol of belief, but belief must be backed with behavior. If I truly believe in a better future, I will act like it. I will make decisions that support it. I will invest in skills, relationships, and habits that move me forward. I won't just hope for a miracle. I will become the miracle through who I choose to be every single day. Win or lose, I carry the same responsibility to live with intention, to grow with purpose, and to rise with dignity. A jackpot might open doors, but I must still choose which ones to walk through. Wealth may bring options, but only wisdom can make those options meaningful. And wisdom is earned, not bought. So I stand here, grounded, not desperate, not distracted, just aware of the difference between desire and dependence, aware of the strength I hold within, aware that while this ticket might offer a shortcut, it will never replace the long road I must travel to become the person I'm meant to be. And that road, even with its struggles, its setbacks, and its slow progress, is worth walking, because every step I take in the right direction is its own kind of reward. Every choice I make that aligns with my values is a quiet win. Every time I keep going when quitting would be easier, I am investing in a life no lottery can buy. This ticket is just paper, but I am potential in motion. I am a work in progress. I am power with a purpose, and I don't need a jackpot to prove that. I remind myself gently and firmly that my power is within me. I do not need magic. I do not need miracles, and I do not need luck to become who I am meant to be. I already have everything I need to take the next step forward, even if I can't yet see the whole path. This ticket I hold might represent a shortcut, but I do not need a shortcut when I have strength. I do not need chance when I have choice. I am not powerless. I am not stuck. I am not waiting for life to save me. I am already saving myself, one decision at a time. It's easy to believe that change must come from outside of us, from an event, a win, a rescue, or a lucky break. But I have learned through experience that the real change begins on the inside. It begins the moment I take full responsibility for my future. It begins when I stop hoping that something will happen and start becoming the kind of person who makes things happen. I am that person. I may not have all the answers, but I have the will to find them. I may not be where I want to be, but I am not standing still. And that movement, however small, is a sign of life, a sign of growth, and a sign of power. The world often tells us that some people get lucky, that success is handed to the fortunate, and that wealth belongs to those who are favored by fate. But I reject that narrative. I believe in effort, in consistency, in vision, and perseverance. I believe that greatness is not found in the numbers drawn on a screen, but in the daily work done when no one's watching. That quiet, often unnoticed effort builds the kind of life that lasts. That's what I'm building, something real, something earned, something that can't be taken away with a single loss or misstep. I don't need a miracle. I need focus. I need a routine. I need intention behind my actions and clarity behind my goals. And those things, focus, discipline, clarity, don't come from luck. They come from within. They come from saying yes to growth and no to excuses. They come from asking better questions, from reflecting deeply, and from committing to the journey regardless of how long it takes. When I look in the mirror, I want to see someone who didn't wait to be chosen, someone who didn't rely on a jackpot to feel worthy. I want to see someone who chose themselves, who stood tall and moved forward even when the odds were against them. That's power, not the power to control everything, but the power to stay committed to the process, to bounce back after setbacks, and to keep showing up with purpose and integrity. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. There's nothing wrong with buying a ticket. But I say this in silence, because I need to remember that this moment doesn't define me. Whether I win or not, I am still whole. I am still capable. I am still walking the road of self-mastery. And on that road, there are no shortcuts. Just steps. Small, deliberate steps that shape who I am becoming. This is not about luck. This is about legacy. I will not give my power away to a machine, to a drawing, or to a hope that someone else will fix what I have the ability to fix myself. I am not helpless. I am not just a participant in life. I am a creator of it. Every morning that I rise with intention, I plant a seed. Every evening I reflect on my actions. I harvest wisdom. That is my real investment, not in numbers, but in character. And character will take me places luck never could. When I remind myself that the power is within, I also remind myself that the future is not waiting to be found. It is waiting to be built. Built through action, shaped by habits, and guided by purpose. I am not defined by how quickly I arrive, but by how deeply I engage, by how honestly I live, by how fully I give of myself regardless of the rewards. If I win the lottery, it may add to my life, but it will never replace the things that matter most. It cannot replace self-respect. It cannot give me lasting peace. It cannot make up for years of ignoring the truth of who I am. But if I lose nothing essential, because my worth is not up for lottery. My strength, my dreams, my drive, those are mine to keep. I don't need magic, I need courage. I need the kind of courage that wakes up tired and tries again anyway. The kind that dares to believe in purpose over profit. The kind that knows the path to real fulfillment is walked with intention, not chance. So I choose courage, I choose growth, I choose responsibility, and I choose to believe that everything I need is already inside of me, waiting to be activated by my own commitment and effort. This moment of silence is sacred, not because it precedes a potential win, but because it reconnects me with my truth. I do not need to be lucky to be successful. I do not need to be chosen to be valuable. I am already chosen by myself, for the life I am building one day at a time. So I hold this ticket without attachment. I release the outcome. I keep my center. I remind myself that the real lottery is waking up each day with the opportunity to become better, to do better, and to build a life I'm proud of. Not because luck found me, but because I found my power within and chose to use it. And that, above all, is the greatest win of all.